really sad. You fucker.
You motherfucker. How dare you?
See, I didn't have the sight up or whatever. So I
Yeah.
just see Tim frown really, really hard into the camera, and I'm like, oh, something broke.
No, I was already doing that. I was already doing that for a different reason entirely. Different
Tim's
reason
been
that doesn't need to be discussed.
Anyway,
Anyway, hi guys.
hello.
How's
There's
it
something in
going?
mine.
I gotta monkey with this while we're so. Welcome back to another episode of Our Life in Pixels.
Thank you.
How's everybody doing?
I'm way too warm.
We're off to a much better start than last week, believe it or not. Even though everything's
Yeah,
going
we are.
horribly wrong.
Even though you left your dongle at Justin's.
You left your
Even-
goddamn dongle.
It's not my fault. I 100% blame you for that.
I also.
It's not my fault. I
blame
forgot my stuff.
you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not my fault. It's Justin's fault because it happened at his house. Don't you know how that works?
It's my house's fault.
Well, that's true. That's
Yeah.
undeniably true. If your
Yeah,
house wasn't so
probably.
hot all the time, I wouldn't have forgot it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I've never
That's how
been
that
to
works.
Justin's house.
His house
Very warm.
does not have air conditioning, and it's just hot. It's just hot.
Does it have heat? That's the important question.
It's summertime.
Yeah, but it's normally winter where you
Yeah.
live.
Most of the time, it's winter.
I could care less if there's no AC. I'm more worried about whether or not I'd have fucking heat.
No, I need air
Thank you for caring
conditioning.
about my life, Cody.
I don't.
Fair.
I don't.
I don't need Justin to fucking freeze to death while trying to OLIP one night.
Well,
My computer will keep me warm.
yeah. See,
These new AMD cards will, because they won't come with a fucking blower.
Yeah, dude, it's just that basic blower, the like stupid like one little.
Yeah.
I hate
So
that.
those will heat up nice and warm for you.
see, I have
be a
no idea
nice
what you're
little
talking
fire.
about. So
Justin
God,
was telling me about it. Yeah.
Tim, you don't know about the new AMD graphics cards coming out?
I mean, I know there are new AMD graphics cards coming out, but that's all I know.
Yeah, it's just like whenever they come out with like a new flagship card or whatever, the first ones are always they just got shitty fucking cooling on them. And I was excited about picking one up, and then I remembered, oh, they're gonna have shitty coolers. I should wait until a third party makes a good one.
You just wait till Sapphire or yeah.
Yeah, Sapphire or MSI or something.
Yeah.
I might when I build my next computer, whenever that is, because I have a child now. I might have to do an AMD build just because I've never done one. But I'm gonna build a mini.
Dude.
I'm gonna have one of those little fucking boxes.
Ah,
That's the goal for the next one.
I've always wanted.
I've never wanted a mini.
It's
I
so
just want to
cute.
do it to do it, really. Like if
Yeah,
I had the extra
dude.
money, I'd probably do it now. But
No.
You could just do like an APU in there.
No,
You could-
thank you. I'm good.
yeah, I mean it's just fun. Have you guys seen those ones where where the cooling solution is like oil, or whatever the fuck it
No.
is? Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Oil?
crazy.
Cooking oil or like
No, I forget what it is exactly. I haven't looked it up for a long time, but it's just like there's no it's literally like submerged. or
oh yeah,
whatever.
mineral oil.
Oh yeah, it's mineral oil. That's
whatever.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay,
Yeah, that's really.
Because
cool.
you said oil, and I was
I
picturing
did
like
say oil.
oil.
Like
I was
your-
like, that sounds
I
like a
couldn't-
fire
car.
hazard.
I mean, Justin said fucking cooking oil, as if we're about to cook some eggs.
I
on this bitch.
mean, it's better than oil.
I mean, yeah, but yeah,
Wow.
it's mineral oil. I couldn't remember.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I've
I've
always
seen
wanted to do
that.
one of
And
those
it
too.
is super cool.
Yeah, just for
Please
shits
do.
and giggles. So,
Mhm.
but yeah. Good shit.
All right. Well, what have you guys been playing this week?
Pretty much Destiny, man. I've been hitting Destiny hard.
That's both of you. Both of you have been playing the shit out of Destiny. Well, Cody's played.
a little
I
bit.
played it a little bit.
Yeah.
I did jump 50 fucking light level yesterday.
Attaboy.
My Justin, my cousin Justin.
The other
over at-
Justin.
Yeah, the other Justin, not the one here. He helped me get some like raid gear or whatever type stuff or whatever. So like I went from like flat 500 or some shit to about 554 or something.
What do you
Getting
want?
there.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours.
Did
Didn't
my
take
mic
very
just
long.
pick up the cat?
No.
She just like walked up to my chair, looked me dead in the eye, and went, "Meow."
Pissed about.
What do you
She's like, you don't need
want?
that headset.
Oh my
She's
god.
eaten part of her food, but she can't eat the food at the bottom of the bowl.
Oh, she's such an asshole like that. No, it's she only eats the middle, and then it'll be like a
She
full
mentioned-
serving around the fucking edge, and she just gets pissed unless I shake her
Turn-
dish.
She turns
You
it into a
dumb
donut.
She's such a
She turns it
fucking
into a
prick.
donut.
Anyway, yeah. So you guys have been playing Destiny, and that's nice. I haven't really played any
Yeah.
video games this week. I think I played like
Wow.
a round of Dawn of War, and then I played a little bit of Slay the Spire. I've literally done one run of Slay the Spire, and I got like through the first act. I got like halfway through the second act on the only run I did, and I was like, "Oh, I'm good," and then I haven't played it again.
I'm good. Huh? Man, there've been a couple games that just came out that I kind of wanted to play, but I haven't picked up. One of them was it My Friend Pedro? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
banana. Isn't that a VR
Banana,
game?
Yeah, it basically
No.
it's not a VR game. It's
I thought it was a
basically
VR game.
it's 2D, and basically Pedro is like a voice in your head, and it has like the slow motion Matrix, like crazy
Mhm.
shooting, craziness or whatever.
It's
And
like
actually,
if
it
I
doesn't
were
look
to
bad.
describe it, I would just call it a Devolver Digital game.
That's probably, yeah.
Yeah,
That's all anyone really needs to know is it's digital default.
yeah.
You know them.
Yeah,
And then the other one
they're-
was I can't even think of the name of it, but did you guys ever play Hexen back in the day?
Yes.
Dude, there's a game that just came out that's basically Hexen, but it just came out to like very recently.
Cody, you never played Hexen?
I don't think so.
Is that good old shit, man?
It
It's like a
was-
first-person
What is Hexen?
sorcery game, maybe? I don't know how to describe it.
It was a first person. What?
Sorcery game, I would
Oh,
say.
I thought you said horror story. I was like, I definitely didn't play that.
Eh,
For sure. For sure didn't play that.
It's like
it's
Quake or whatever.
it's yeah. I mean, it's Idsoft and Raven, so it is a lot like Quake and old school Doom
Yeah,
because it's the same fucking
just like hella fantasy though.
yeah. It's Hexen was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. I remember playing that a bunch when I was little. Good old days.
Yeah, I did not play that.
The bad old days.
Well, we should probably get into the list of things.
Smooth transition, Tim.
Right. Well, there's not really a good one from there. Jesus.
No, you should have just surprised us.
Surprise, motherfucker. Speaking of surprises though.
Surprise.
So the UK has been having discussions on loot boxes. And they are not the first company to consider legislation when it comes to loot boxes, but they are the most
Company?
recent, or country, I should say. Sorry, to consider legislation when it comes to loot boxes. But they've spoken with several gaming companies about this, and most recently they had representatives from Epic Games and EA there. And one of the first fucking things that happened was when they were asking about loot boxes and they used that term, one of the representatives from EA said, we prefer to think of them as surprise mechanics. So right off the bat, they're trying to avoid the word loot boxes like fucking cancer. They did a few other crazy things, like when they were being asked about how frequently players in the game would buy, like a frequent player, somebody who plays the game often, would buy. They were dodging the questions, like, oh, it's a very competitive market in that space, and we really don't share that type of information, because, yeah, that doesn't make you look completely shady. There have been other companies that they've asked this exact question of, like, say, Blizzard with Overwatch, and they answered the goddamn questions. So
It's funny that they would show up to this hearing and be like, "We don't really want to say."
right, so it was not a very good look. But I kind of want more talk about the idea of surprise mechanics or loot boxes, as everyone else fucking calls them. Um, what do you guys think of loot boxes in general? Like, do you think they should be in games? Should there be an age restriction on them? Do you guys think of them as gambling? And is there a way to actually do them right? Like, are they okay in, like, say, Overwatch, where it's just cosmetics, it doesn't really give you a competitive advantage, versus in other games like when, say, Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out and it was literally to unlock heroes and different weapons in the game, and it was a legitimate competitive advantage? Or are they just generally a bad idea? We need to get away from them because they're just another fucking excuse for microtransactions in games.
I mean, I think they're fine as long as they're just cosmetics. It's not a big deal. But even when that's all they are, it's like that's energy the developers could be putting into just doing cool shit with their game instead of just like, here's that weapon but with a red handle on it.
Yeah, here's a slot machine to maybe get the skin you want, and $5.99 if you
Yeah.
want 2 more shots at it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't. I think they're just bad. Like, there's no other way to put it. But the problem is that you have I guess the term is whales that keep buying this stuff or whatever. But it's not. We can't act like this is just a singular space like EA,
No,
right?
it's not a
Because
singular problem.
this is basically what mobile is based off of. Is
Yeah.
these small
The
micro
gacha games.
yeah, and the gotcha, like it's in basically every mobile game. The only way it's gonna go away in your AAA titles though is if they up the price, right?
I disagree.
The whole reason that they've spawned, it's the whole reason DLC spawned and all that kind of stuff or whatever was because the $60 isn't enough to pay for the games themselves these days. The price it's gonna come to a head eventually because
Right.
consumers aren't gonna want to do the loot box thing anymore. Um, so the games themselves are going to increase
Hi,
at some
Sonny.
point.
Right, because they've
So
not been keeping up with inflation at all.
right, you know what I mean? Like I mean, how much money did I don't know we can use Cyberpunk as an example. Like that was I'll Google it right now. What was the budget? What was the budget?
$1 billion.
Oh,
1 million double dollars.
I should look this up before I started.
But what I was gonna say is, see, I'm actually fine with DLC. I'm fine with expansions as long as it's meaningful stuff. Like, the idea of there's a line somewhere between carving up the game to a point where you're getting an empty shell of a game and we're gonna fill it with DLC later. I'm not good with that. But there are ways to do expansions and DLC, like, for example, the way I always go back to this because I feel like they did it really well in these 3 titles. And it's Bethesda that did it, so this is where a lot of it comes from for me. But for like Fallout 3, Oblivion, and Skyrim, those didn't feel, Skyrim is probably the most recent example of it. It didn't feel like an empty shell of a game without. I'm not saying Dragonborn was a really good DLC. What I'm saying is
That's
that,
not
like,
the one I thought of. I thought of the first DLC for Oblivion, the fucking tower, the like Star Tower.
that wasn't
It
the
was like
first one.
15.
That's not the
I
first
think
one.
Well, either way, it was like $15. And
Yeah.
It literally was a tower.
Oh,
that
yeah.
You ended up just
No,
keeping shit.
oh, don't get me wrong. There
It
are
turned into a storage
there
shed.
there are the storage shed expansions for Oblivion that are kind of throwaway. But I was more thinking Shivering Isles, Knights of the Nine. I'm thinking with
Really solid stuff.
with Fallout 3 you had Operation Anchorage and
Yeah.
what was the
Okay, but
Something
Broken Steel and
here's the problem. Use those 3 as an example. How old is Skyrim?
Skyrim 2011, so it's 8 years old.
Yeah, it's kind of out of touch with how things
But
are now.
even
the only
Fallout
game I
4
know-
did the expansions okay. And Fallout 4 itself was not a great game, but the expansions in it were done in a way that it was similar. It worked well, and it didn't feel like Fallout 4 didn't live up to the other Bethesda titles, but it was still a solid game without the expansions. It was fine. Whereas like Destiny, both Destiny games on release felt meh, and then the expansions have added some really cool shit.
But there's a huge difference in between the two because
one's a live service and one's not. Yeah,
Destiny's a live service. The Witcher, from what I understand, because I haven't played it, had a really good DLC.
Yeah, there's another great example.
Monster Hunter World has a really good DLC with their most recent one. I guess
there's another good
I guess
example.
it's like a whole. It looks to be like a whole nother game. Like there are some companies that do it right, but they're the slim portions, right? And they're only happening in the games that are incredibly popular. You know what I mean? Witcher 3 being one. Skyrim is looked at as maybe the best RPG of all time. You know what I mean? For a lot of people, Oblivion was a really popular game. So was Fallout 3. Like, these are all ones that we think of or whatever because they were popular and they worked right because they had the money to do it. Like, they had all that income coming in. Most games don't have that. I just in general, like they don't have that much backing, especially look.
Okay, I completely disagree that
Skyrim,
most of these AAA titles don't have that much backing.
Post release,
I see. I
they
think
make that much money post release. That's what I'm saying. Like they have initially, yeah, because it's like, oh, they're gonna make this great game, and then they come out and they get all this money because Skyrim is the best example because Skyrim has been released on almost every fucking system.
Oh
ever.
God, I'm waiting for it to come. Yeah, I saw a meme the other day where it was like Skyrim now on Tamagotchi, and I was like, yeah, that's coming. It's coming.
Right. Like that's what I'm saying. It's the post-release money that pushes the DLC. All right, look at if you want a smaller scale version, look at Outward. Outward, the director of the game directly said,
I know it's questionable.
We don't know if we're gonna do DLC because we don't know how much money we're gonna make after the game releases. That's how.
Okay, that's an indie company though. Indie companies, that's one thing, but like AAA games, they have the money to do that. They have the backing to do that. They have the marketing to do that for the most point. So I don't agree.
But they don't. They're gonna get that. No, but you're not gonna make DLC for a AAA title if it doesn't make any money. Look at Mass Effect Andromeda. That game was a B game, C+, whatever the fuck.
It was not a B. It was not a B.
And they abandoned all the DLC. They totally abandoned the game because post-release it tanked.
Right.
It doesn't matter how much backing it has.
But what I'm saying is if you make a decent game, if you make a good game, you're going to make that money.
So
and
only
then you
the
can
popular games get good DLC.
Only the good games should get DLC to begin with.
Right, but most games or whatever aren't in that realm. Like most games aren't the Skyrims and the Oblivions and
have to be
the Fallout 3s. That's the games that get the really good DLCs. That's what I'm saying. It's a very, very small portion of the entire gaming space that releases really good post launch content. You know, most of them don't. It's just I don't know. And this is kind of away from the whole point of microtransactions.
Okay, here's an example that did not sell well, and it's one of my favorite game series of all time. But it didn't sell particularly well. It never made a particular amount of money, but it had an assload of expansions that came out after. And this was not digital expansions. These were physical at the time. Fucking Dawn of War. Tell me Dawn of War. Yeah, but it didn't make that much money. It wasn't huge. It never had a gigantic player base. For a few reasons. One, RTS games never sell particularly well. They have their core audience that'll play the shit out of them, but like they're not a genre that is top of the market ever. It's never been that way, right? So the problem with Dawn of War is like it didn't make a shitload of money, but Relic kept pushing out these really good expansions for it that sold. They didn't sell crazily, but their player base still bought that. If you give players a decent title, a functional title, you give them a good game, people would have bought DLC for Andromeda. Andromeda didn't need DLC because it was pretty big to begin with, and no, it didn't sell up to their marketing standards, but like there were enough people that enjoyed it that if they would have made DLC, they would have still made money from that DLC. in my
Dawn of
opinion.
War, Dawn of War 1 sold over 4 million copies.
Yeah, from a game that came out in 2004, it sold over 4 million copies over what? Where the last expansion came out in 2009.
This sales figure is from 9 years ago.
So that's from 2010.
No, I'm looking at a post that was posted 9 years ago.
Yeah, 2010.
That is right. So
after 6 years
sold
after release, it
4
sold 4
million
million
copies.
copies.
Is a lot of copies. That's not a small figure. That's
That's
a lot of fucking copies,
mm,
especially for an RTS game.
fucking Anthem sold more than that
Well,
shit.
I mean, Anthem.
Well,
sold,
actually,
I'm
we
pretty sure
don't know we don't know the
Right.
sales figures for Anthem because we don't know what counts as a sale and what doesn't. Because
also, Dawn of War 3 is a prime example of a game having plenty of backing and
Oh,
totally
God.
being abandoned.
yeah,
saying.
well, that one after what they did to it, it kind of deserved to be abandoned, making it a goddamn MOBA.
But it had all these plans for DLC. Look, if the game doesn't sell, it's not going to get DLC.
No, if the
And
game
that's,
doesn't sell, it's not going to get DLC. That's fine. But what I'm saying is, putting in microtransactions into the game, yeah, for some games it'll keep a game afloat, but it's not the long-term
like
solution
DLC.
for it. No.
Okay, all right. So I found this. Initial sales for Dawn of War 1 was 1,661,667 copies.
Yeah.
Dawn of War 3 sold 261,000 copies.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 It was a major flop.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have made a MOBA.
Dawn of War 2 sold 2,706,049 copies.
Yeah. They had a
So
good
that's
player
a
base.
decent that's a decent amount. I
And-
mean, that's a lot.
And
At 60
you look
bucks a
at
pop,
and you look at
like-
their expansion model. Dawn of War 2 had a very good expansion model as well. They released full campaigns with additional factions that added to the game. Like
Mhm.
I don't think microtransactions and loot boxes are an inevitable. They're not. There are other ways to do
They
it if
are-
you have a
they are-
decent title. For a shitty title, yeah, then you're gonna get it. That's fine.
they are, because it's not just the AAA space that's adopted it. It's your
Darkest
phone.
Dungeon.
What about it?
They don't have fucking. That's an indie title that sold okay. It sold pretty well. It had it probably had very good sales, honestly. But like they did the same thing. They have like the Crimson Court, the Color of Madness, full expansions. They don't have any microtransactions in the game. There are
Right.
plenty of games that will say Dark Souls, no microtransactions, full expansions.
These aren't live games though. It's just live service games.
Live service games, it's going to be a problem. But not every game's a live service game.
You got all the sports genres is riddled with the.
Sports genres are
I mean,
that's
they're like
FIFA
live service games now too, though. Don't
they
have,
are like
weekly things and
Mutt
stuff?
is basically a live service game inside of Madden. Madden doesn't know what it wants to be anymore.
I don't agree with that. Just because you have to reset every year. If it was a live service
Yeah.
game, you wouldn't reset every year.
Well, I don't know. Madden has no idea what the hell it wants to be because it's trying to
Also,
serve the
Darkest
hardcore football community. It's trying to serve the competitive arcadey community, and it's trying to serve Mutt players. And
Yeah,
you're
it
getting
doesn't know.
you're
But
getting a
also, Darkest
shitty
Dungeon
version of all
sold
three of them.
1 million copies in 2016. Just saying.
Yeah,
Which-
it had
that's a lot.
good sales. That's a lot for
Right.
an indie game.
Right, but my point is, if you sell over 1 million copies, you're making plenty of money to make good DLC.
Yeah.
That's just it is what it is. Unless it's like The Witcher, because the operating costs and whatnot probably still outweighs even at 1 million
Okay,
copies.
but like where I'm going with this is fucking for example, with EA with the loot boxes, Madden sells over 1 million copies every year.
Yeah,
Madden packs? Are you kidding? Mutt packs? What? Why do they need to be in the
Yeah,
game?
no,
It's
they
fucking
go-
that's pay to win bullshit.
Huh,
It's basically a loot
right.
box.
Oh, you're yeah, and which is why I don't like them. But if the cost or whatever of the game stays at $60, the companies are going to find other ways to make up money.
Yeah,
Because
and
even
I
at-
suppose
even at a
there's
million
not a way
copies,
there's not a way
Madden-
to take it out of Madden either. There's not really an expansion you can throw into Madden.
No, not really.
No.
I mean, but the problem is the $60 is not covering the cost. It just isn't. There's nothing like it's been $60 for what, like 12 years,
It-
15 years.
That depends
Long
on how
time.
many copies they sell. So if Madden,
Mm.
Not really. Look
it
at.
does. Think
Really. Look
it
at.
does.
CD,
Think about how.
Cyberpunk 2077 is $85 million.
Yeah. So in order to
Just to
how
like
many
start
copies do
making
you
the game.
how many copies do you think they're gonna sell?
I don't know. I don't know. I
Let's
bet you they sell over
ballpark it.
1 million.
Let's ballpark it at 3 million.
Maybe
It's
yeah.
gonna be well over a million. So at $60 a pop, 3 million. That's $180 million. You're $100 million over that 85. They've made a shitload of money off of it at that
Right.
point. Like there is no, but even if it's 2 million, you're $40 million in the green, in the black.
Right.
Like there's
but that's
no.
if they sell.
They're
Like,
gonna
that's if they
sell. They're good.
300
They're gonna
plus.
sell. They're gonna
Well,
sell.
That game will sell.
They're gonna sell
The
2
hype
million.
train.
They're gonna sell at least $2 million
I've
on
already
release.
bought it. Like,
Right.
But I will say the only reason I already bought it is because I'm more scared of Epic trying to get it to be a. That is really it. I didn't want to pre-order the game, but I want it on Steam.
Mhm.
So as soon as it was available, I bought it
Yeah.
because I wanted Metro Exodus on Steam, and I didn't get that option because I was just like, oh, I'll buy it after it comes out, no biggie, blah blah blah. And then
Have you
became
played
a
it on
biggie.
Xbox yet?
Metro,
Yeah.
I played until the first quick save because I wanted to see if I could do like start on my Xbox and jump on my PC and continue, but you can't yet. It's not a thing yet.
Mm.
We got
So-
so caught up on loot boxes.
Yeah, we did. They're
DLC.
garbage.
We
They're
are.
garbage.
Well, whether or not they're a part of the future of the gaming community, there is a future of gaming that we already know is coming because it's been announced both times now by PlayStation and by Xbox. So it seems like with full announcements and specs already being revealed and teasers on what the software is going to be, and we're already seeing gameplay from these consoles, I'd say 1 to 2 years before the new consoles are coming out. Does that seem about right to you guys?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess
Don't see
it's
why not.
It's next year.
yeah.
It's next holiday season.
That
Scarlet was already announced for next year.
was it officially announced?
That was it was at E3. Holiday 2020. The Halo game is being released as a launch title with
Okay.
Scarlet.
Well, I knew that.
So-
I guess I missed the announcing. I would have
Maybe
guessed
I'm
holiday
connecting
2020.
dots because they said Halo's coming next year.
Yeah. Well, I mean that makes sense if it's a launch title, and it probably is. Yeah, I would have guessed holiday 2020. But yeah, with the increasing amounts of crossplay that we're seeing, Xbox and PlayStation actually working together on, the cloud-based software and all of that stuff. You guys think that moving forward it's going to really matter what your platform is other than exclusives, because crossplay is going to be a thing? You'll be able to actually play fucking games with your buddy on a PlayStation if you're on your Xbox.
dude, I hope so. I hope it's just like choosing between AMD and Nvidia, Like, use whatever the fuck you want, be a fanboy of it, but you can still play games together.
And thanks to smart positioning from AMD, you'll be playing on AMD either way, whatever console you buy.
Yeah, dude.
Should be
They
interesting.
got that locked.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call that smart positioning. I'd call that they needed to because they were getting smashed by Nvidia for years.
Like I said, smart positioning.
They needed that. They
Yeah.
needed that boost a lot.
Yeah, it was
I think
brilliant of them
consoles have
to
been-
do it.
I think consoles have been doing AMD for a long time. I don't think
Yeah,
that's anything.
GameCube
They have.
was ATI back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think that's
Xbox One and PS4 both have AMD.
AMD. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure 360 also was. I don't know about
Yeah.
PS3.
I want to say it all is.
Yeah,
just
it
because
seems
they're
like
willing to sell that cheap.
But that's
yeah,
super
I think
smart
what it
for
is
them.
is AMD has just like always been good at like business level hardware. Like
Right.
they're running the server chip market right now too, with their new Rome processors.
Oh, are they?
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing good for everyone except for like the average consumer as far as like graphics
Right.
card. Like their CPUs are killing it, but their graphics cards are still like, eh.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
guess
and the CPU is newer.
the big question to me then, Cody, are
Mhm.
you gonna bother buying both? Because you've bought both of like everything forever.
Yeah, I have a lot. I don't think crossplay is going to become the norm still. Um, just because each company is always going to be lobbying for. They're always going to need a reason for you to want to buy their console. Right now, it's PS4 is like, look at all of our exclusives. You know what I mean? Days Gone. I've been telling you guys. I've literally been playing. This is basically all I played for like 3 weeks. The game's amazing. God of War. It's the same thing. Like, I just I find even with the recent like agreement between Microsoft and Sony to like help each other out by giving each other technology, I just don't think it's gonna be. I don't think you're gonna see crossplay between like Stadia and um, your new Xbox or your new
Stadia's already said
PS4.
that you're gonna have crossplay. Xbox has already they were all about crossplay at E3 this year. They kept
See, I think they're playing buddy buddy right now, but that's only because they don't know how much of the market Stadia is gonna take. You know what I mean? But
I don't think it'll
right
be as
now,
big of the console market
well,
as you think. I think it'll
Stadia,
mostly be the PC market.
Stadia already killed one of the Xboxes that were supposed to come out next year. There's gonna be more different types of Xboxes that are coming out. Yeah. I forgot to post in the chat.
To
Fucking.
go on.
So basically, there was Project Scarlet and like two other ones. One was like Haywood and something else or whatever, right? And one of those
That name
projects
is
has
way
been,
worse.
yeah, maybe I don't know, but anyways, one of those projects has already been shut down, and the belief is that because of Stadia has already knocked that out because they believe Microsoft believes that Google is going to take that corner of the market. So I think Microsoft is believing that. Like, you're giving me the weird face.
Because I have no idea what you're talking about. Because like it doesn't.
Right.
Because Stadia is going to be mostly a PC gamer platform, right? Because you're going to need.
No.
Not even. No. It's
God, no.
being. Yeah, it's being made so you can play it off your fucking TV.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
gonna be
aware of that, but
like 12-year-old user base. Like,
I don't know.
right.
you know how to
It's so
use
you can play it off
technology.
your iPad and your phone and all of this other. Well, maybe not iPad because iPad doesn't like Chrome, but
iPad doesn't like
you know,
anyone.
right. But it's gonna be made so you can
Oh,
play
that's
it off
because
all the
it's because
other bullshit.
you definitely won't be able to use it on your iPad because actually you might because you can install Chrome on your iPad, but they might disable that because Apple's trying to do their own game streaming service, which
Right.
no one is
Right,
talking
yeah.
about because no one's excited about that one because everybody's like Apple, like nobody even plays games on their Mac. No, they stopped trying to do that forever ago.
Right. So it's just I think they're buddy buddy now just because people don't know what is going to come from Stadia. Me,
Stadia is Google's cloud gaming platform, to be
yes.
clear.
Yes.
Yeah. I still believe right now that Stadia is dead in the water unless they can convince these internet companies to not allow it to
Data caps.
go to
Oh
the
my
data
God.
caps. Like, it just doesn't matter. And if it ends up just being a Google thing where if you have Google Fiber and stuff like that, you can play and whatnot, then there's nothing to be afraid of. But there's obviously something that Microsoft is preemptively getting rid of uh if they're already getting rid of one of the cheaper options that they were going to have for next holiday season. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? There's some kind of belief. So me personally, like, if they were to do crossplay, it takes out. They have to. If they take it or if they allow crossplay, each company individually is going to have to give you something that makes you want to buy their console. And right now, I just don't know what that'd be. Other than maybe Microsoft can just be like, we have the best online system. Like, Xbox Live is amazing.
That and with Game Pass and the fact that they're adding
Right, you
more
can have
to it
your
all
own
the
little
time.
Yeah.
I
they
think
have
that's
that
gonna be
ecosystem.
I think that's gonna be a big selling point for them.
But I mean, even with that, so my cousin, he has an Xbox, but he doesn't play it anymore. I couldn't convince him to spend the $5 a month on the PC version. He's like, I already have Steam. What do I need the Game Pass for? I'm like, it's
free game
$5 a month.
like more
Hey,
games for
Yeah.
yeah, right. Like Imperator to Rome is the prime example. I didn't realize this, but Imperator to Rome is part of Game Pass for PC, and but if you go on Steam, it has mostly negative reviews. So I didn't have to buy that game to find out. You know what I mean? I
Right.
have this $5 a month, so there's a positive there. But if you're a purely PC gamer, I guess people just don't see the value in that. Me personally, since I still play my
I see
consoles and
huge
stuff,
value in it.
Right,
Like I
right.
didn't.
But
I
we
wanted to
all
buy
still kind
Void
of play a
Bastards.
console, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't really play my Xbox all that much. I just use it as a cap card. But like, Void Bastards is a game that when it released, I almost straight up bought it on Steam, and then all of a sudden it's on Game Pass. I was like, oh,
Right. That's so nice.
Slay the Spire is a game that I've been thinking about buying forever. It's on Game Pass. Prey,
right.
it's on Game Pass. Metro Exodus, I don't have to download fucking the Epic Store because it's on Game Pass.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, I just, that will probably be Microsoft's push and the cross save thing that they're coming with in October with the xCloud, Hacha xCloud or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like I said, they're being buddy buddy right now or whatever, but I don't see that being forever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I hope
I
it
could
is.
I could see Microsoft and Sony having select crossplay for certain games, very similar to what it is right now, like Rocket League and all that
Mhm.
bullshit or whatever. But I don't think it's just going to become like, we got Halo, you can
Oh,
buy it on
no.
PlayStation and
No,
blah blah blah.
I'm
Like,
not saying that exclusives are going to go away. Hell no. That's going to be the selling point.
well, it's not
That's
really
going to be a
even an
huge selling
exclusive
point.
anymore, just because it's on PC as well. Like, you'll get the crossplay there, right? But
Yeah.
that's because Microsoft owns that
Right.
whole market.
No, I
You know what I
understand
mean?
that, but I'm what I'm saying is like so crossplay. I'm thinking like Call of Duty. You're gonna be able to play Call of Duty with your buddy
See,
on PlayStation.
I just don't think they're gonna. I don't know. I just don't see it, and maybe it's just because it's been such an easy thing for them to do for so long, and they still haven't
And
done
they
it
haven't.
really.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
Well, I think it's
So
more than just a verbal, because for the longest time there were, because we talked about this a couple of years ago on the show. Xbox was like, yeah, let's do it, and Sony was like, yeah, okay, maybe someday.
Well,
And now it's more than just the yeah, okay. It's like the all right, if you give us that, we'll do that. So I'm hoping that's kind of that relationship seems to be warming up moving forward, and I'm hoping that it
Mhm.
continues that way.
well,
We'll
I
see.
think it's more just public outcry is kind of fuck a lot of what Sony's
And
trying
Sony really wanted access to the
to the cloud stuff. Yeah, they
yeah.
wanted access to the cloud
Azure.
technology.
yeah, the Azure cloud system. They really wanted in on that, and
I mean, yeah, because they need it.
yeah.
They need it bad.
So I think
PS Now and all that stuff or whatever.
right.
Yeah.
I think
'cause
that's
it's so
gonna be
trash.
Yeah.
huge. I think that's gonna have a big impact on that, but we'll see. I mean, we'll definitely see, but
Right.
but yeah.
The one thing that I think PlayStation hardware-wise might try to do is they keep talking about like how they're gonna have really advanced like audio hardware on the next PlayStation, and I just keep seeing that. I'm like, most people don't even like play with headphones on. I feel, you know,
Right.
Yeah, most people on console don't.
no,
I feel like there's very few PC gamers that don't play with headphones, but
Mhm.
console gamers, most of them, yeah, over the TV, they might have a headset if they're playing a multiplayer game,
yeah,
and then most of them sound like they're in a fucking toilet because they have the cheap
Oh my
headsets.
God.
Right.
It's the
Yeah,
worst.
I don't know. I don't understand what the appeal would be there. I guess Sony's angle could be the whole VR thing because they have
Yeah,
VR.
they do have a VR thing, whereas Microsoft, they've been slowly doing their like HoloLens thing, but haven't
thought
really had much
HoloLens-
to show.
I thought,
I thought it died.
yeah, I was gonna say I think Hololens is pretty much dead.
Now they do have the AR Minecraft coming though.
That looked cool. Yeah.
They do have that. That is the thing.
Yeah, was that just via your phone? Like your phone is like a
I think it
portal into the
was.
world?
I
Yeah.
think it was. The
Yeah, I
granted,
like
I think
AR.
yeah, I really like AR too. The new Harry Potter game's garbage though, just so y'all know.
Oh man, I've seen a lot
Yeah,
of people are
I
playing
wasn't
that.
thinking that it was gonna be any good.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go, I don't know, it's not fun. Pokemon Go is still fun. That game, it's not. It's
It's
weirdly
no
unfun.
Pokemon Go.
I don't know if
Right.
Pokemon Go is actually fun. It's addictive.
Me and my wife went and fucking walked along the trail the other day and we're catching Pokemon.
See,
fun.
Pokemon Go is definitely addictive, but like when I was playing it, I don't know that I was really having fun.
I had fun.
I was like, fuck, I gotta walk over to this Pokestop. I'm low on Pokeballs. Okay, spin the fucking
Tim,
thing. I got
Do you like
Pokeballs.
Pokemon?
I mean, kinda.
Well, maybe that's the problem.
I used to, and now I'm like, it's work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoy it. My wife enjoys it. She likes it in my face. That
I'll
her
play it
Pokemon
for like a
are
week at a
different than mine.
time, and then I uninstall it, and then I reinstall it like 6 months later. Then I play it for a week, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So
I
I
could
don't
play
play
it
it
at
as
work,
much
but
because I go to different countries and don't have data. So
Right.
yeah,
so it's kind of a rip.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's just Pokemon Go's fun. It for me. It is for me, anyways.
I
Because
like.
I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. I've also been
Oh.
reading the Pokemon manga, so I mean, there's just yeah.
And we can all agree that the best Pokemon games are the ones that are just mods, right?
Yeah, I
I
really
mean,
like what's that one you showed me, Cody?
Insurgents.
Insurgents.
I was playing.
Speaking of kind of mods and community made games, so Assassin's Creed Odyssey has a story maker now, like a
Yeah, this
like
sounds so cool.
yeah, like you can. It's basically community made story missions in the game, which is pretty cool. It was already one of my favorite games that I've played in the last couple of years, and now they're adding some cool things to it. But like just kind of generally speaking, what are your guys' favorite like community map you've played, or a community story game that you've played, or mod, or an overhaul, or anything of that? Like your favorite community made thing
Insurgency.
for a game is Insurgents.
Insurgency.
Insurgency.
Insurgency started out as a
Okay,
mod
because we were talking
for
about Pokemon
Counter
Insurgents
Strike.
before. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it did.
No,
It did. Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah.
Uh,
Before I joined the military, I played the living shit out of that mod, and that's why I was super
That's
excited
where
when.
Day of Infamy started as well. Was as a
Right,
Counter
yeah, Day
Strike
of
mod. Yep.
Infamy is a
yeah.
spin-off of all that stuff, same
Hmm.
company and all that. Yeah, it's
Those
just
are source
now.
mods.
I will say, I'm not a Day of Infamy guy, really. I was always really big in Insurgency, but I wasn't. But yeah, Insurgency now is, like people find out later today, it's turned into its own standalone stuff, and it's a lot of fun. So
Come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about
yeah,
this. I don't really know. I think would you consider like the Halo Forge stuff to be like mod level?
yeah,
Some of it, yeah.
I would.
Because I
Yeah,
think a lot of like the player created maps and game types are super fun, like zombies. Like that
Griffball.
wasn't a game mode. That was just something someone made up back in the day, and now it's like a
right.
standard thing in a lot of games.
Yep.
Griffball.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
Griffball.
Griffball, that
Yeah,
was super fun, man. Oh
yeah.
my
Yeah.
god, it'll be fun to play that again when MCC comes out.
I think my favorite was just so I've not to the Cody level of modding Skyrim, but I've played a lot of
Oh my
Skyrim
god.
mods, quite a few overhauls. But I think my favorite was either I think it got taken down now, but for a while there was a mod available called Worm's Tooth. And what it did is it added a whole new island section onto the map of Skyrim, and you'd go there and it was this whole new story mission with a whole new like end game level dragon for you to fight at the end of it, and you had to fight your way across the island and stuff, and it was pretty cool. But I think even cooler than that was I've been waiting on Skywind for so long,
Yeah.
but
Well, they've had some. Isn't Skywind part of the whole like
TES
like
renewal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for
they've,
a little
they've
background,
had a lot of.
yeah, a little background on that. So there's a series of mods called the TES renewal project. So what they do is they take the older Elder Scrolls games and they remake the older game on the newest engine that they have. So the newest engine that they have is Skyrim, and they've been working on this forever. There's a Sky Oblivion mod that's coming out eventually, where Oblivion is being built up from the ground level up on the Skyrim engine. Morrowind is also being built up from the ground level up on the Skyrim engine in the Skywind project. But they did that before on Oblivion with Morrowind as well. So there's the More Oblivion, and More Oblivion is very fun, and you can play through Morrowind, the original 2002 Morrowind RPG, on the Oblivion engine, which was a lot of fun. It was
Wow.
a very
I did not know
interesting.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So Skywind, I think the first time I heard about Skywind, it was 2013 or something like that, and we're now in 2019, and I don't think that game's anywhere near that mod's anywhere near releasing. By the time it comes out, Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
6 is probably going to be out. So
Yeah.
they'll start on the new one. They'll start on the
Elder
next
Scrolls
one.
6
But
is 6 years away, probably. So
I
they
don't
got time.
I
Yeah, they got
don't know.
time.
We'll see.
Starfield.
You think
man.
it'll be a live service game?
6?
Fuck no. I don't think you're gonna get an Elder Scrolls live
Oh.
service game. I hope not. I'd be
After
so,
Not, at,
Bethesda
not,
so
not after
mad.
76.
out.
Yeah.
76,
happen.
76 has actually gotten to a pretty cool state where it's at now, but it just
Right,
it's so
just
dead because
financially,
of the
it's
way
in
that
the
it
days.
launched. It's never gonna recover. But the game where it is now is actually pretty cool, and they announced it at E3 that they're adding in because everybody joked.
NPCs?
No, not that. That's coming, but that's not what I was gonna say. So
that's still not in?
I don't know. I don't know. I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
I haven't launched it since E3, but like last time I played it was about a month ago, and it was a much more playable state than when we tried to play it right after
Yeah.
launch.
Right.
But one thing, when 76 was first announced, everybody was joking about how we were gonna get a Fallout Battle Royale game.
Oh yeah.
They're adding in a Battle Royale mode in
Oh.
76. So
Get out.
I actually, I'm kind of
Goodbye.
I'm
intrigued.
fine with that.
I'm kind of
Bye.
intrigued. I want to see it, but I am also.
That is the move of a desperate captain.
Oh,
honestly.
I'm
Shit.
sure. I'm
Like,
sure.
That's
But
just what it is.
It's. I want to see what it looks like. It could be a lot
I
of
hope
fun. It's
that-
probably
yeah.
horrible, but it could be
Fallout
fun.
has so much cool shit that they could do to have a unique VR experience.
Yeah.
Whether or not that'll happen, who knows?
I would
Right.
love to get a new, and this actually, I don't think they would have to. I don't think it would be a terribly expensive project for them to do, but I would love to see not a remake, but a new Fallout Tactics game, because Fallout Tactics, which came out in like 2003, I want to say, extremely fun turn-based tactical combat game. It wasn't so the old Fallout games, Fallout 1 and 2, were straight up turn-based RPGs, but Tactics was that. Hi, John. Thank you for the host. Oh my god, that's so loud. I forgot how loud my alerts are. Thank you, John. What the fuck was that? Oh, it was it was more of a true turn-based strategy game, and it was a lot of fun, and I would love to see a new version of that because I could never get enough turn-based strategy games. I could never get enough strategy games, man.
That's what they need to do with every IP. Just like churn out a bunch of cool different types of games with that IP.
Yeah.
Mm,
Not every IP.
All of
Command and Conquer, anyone? Haven't you all seen how that's been run into the ground at this point?
Okay, that was all
Never
RTSs
played.
though.
That new thing that they came out with or whatever. I mean,
So, are
I
you talking about the
guess-
mobile one?
yeah, that thing is so. Bleh.
It's still sort of an RTS, but it was awful. It was terrible, but it was still a strategy game. It wasn't they weren't trying to make a game that was fundamentally different from the other Command and Conquer games. Like, I don't know. I think there was a Command and Conquer like
it was kind of a tower defense game too. Which is
yeah,
weird.
it kind of was. But there was a Command and Conquer, I think, shooter game at some point, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna have to look it up to verify that now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because maybe I'm just talking out my ass. I feel like I remember one of those.
You know what games they need to make, and they need to make more of is the like RTS games where you can do like the grand like strategy portion or whatever.
Yeah,
and,
Command and Conquer Renegade. Sorry.
Yeah, and then come back and then just like go down and be the little dude and be fighting and stuff. Like Total War Warhammer 2 or yeah, the Warhammer 2, if they could make it so like when you're charging the walls, you could just like you can zoom in and watch things, but if I could be
Take control.
yeah, like one of these characters or whatever, I would have the most fun.
I feel like we've
Like,
talked about this. We want
we
I've
brought
Mountain
this up.
Blade,
Yeah.
Total
Points.
War, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Total War is the dream one, but I mean just in general, like that would just be fun. Be like, hey, we're about to fuck up this base. Like imagine if they did that in like Dawn of War. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would just be like I'm controlling the dude on the basilisk and like fucking
You know what it makes me
all
think
the
of
stuff.
is like EVE Online had that like Dusk 451 or whatever, where it was like Eve players were doing these grand strategy things as you do, but then there were players who were playing the FPS, and they were playing these missions that the players in Eve like were like setting up, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff. It's good.
Nothing.
Well, that was a weird noise.
I'm just
Cody just got
so
Cody.
Cody.
Cody's desk just went up about 6 inches.
Yeah.
Just
Same
it's got a
goes
good.
for last week, guys. Same goes for last week.
Come back next week for that joke too.
Probably hear it again.
$40.
Yeah. Yep. Want a game? $40. Speaking
want a
of
game?
Tim.
What?
Yeah, Tim fell asleep and we were supposed to play Outward last night.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I fell asleep in Logan's bed. I fell asleep putting Logan to sleep. Sonny, thank you for the bits. I appreciate you. But yeah, so I was putting Logan to sleep and I fell asleep, and then the next thing I know, Logan was waking me up at 6 in the morning going, "Daddy." I go, "What?" He goes, "I'm hungry." And I didn't realize it was 6 in the morning. I go, "What do you want?" He goes, "Will you make eggs and bacon?" So at 6 o'clock this morning I made eggs and bacon. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was our breakfast this
Shame
morning.
incarnate.
I sang that song when I was doing it, by the way.
Uh,
Yeah, so unrelated topic. So the Steam Summer Sale starts on Tuesday.
So soon.
my wallet.
Our wallets are already in pain, but what games are you guys hoping to get, and what price point are you hoping to get them at? Because like right now, Insurgency's like 30% off. I'm gonna play it during the free weekend, but I'm holding off to see because
Yeah.
Tuesday's coming.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's on sale until like the 9th, I think.
Is it on
Oh,
sale
is
till
it?
the 9th? It's on sale right now through the whole summer sale. Okay, interesting. But
So, probably not going to see that drop.
probably not. Or like Rise of the Tomb
But it's
Raider is
worth
currently
it.
85% off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look at my wish list over here.
I already know what I want to get. I'm hoping that I can get Sekiro at least 40% off. I don't know that I'll get it, and I'm hoping to get Mortal Kombat
40 would be pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty decent.
And I'm hoping to get Mortal Kombat 11 at least 33% off.
Here's what I want. I want Nier for $10, maybe 15. I would jump. Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen it go on sale like half off a couple times, and I was like, meh. But for 15, I would do it.
Yeah.
You know what? I have a very large wish list. But I
Yeah.
don't think I actually want any of the games on here right now.
Yeah,
I know
a
which
lot of
ones
mine
you-
I've added. Like, I'll be going through and I'll be like, oh, that looks really good. I'll put it on the wish list for now and wait for it to go on sale.
Ooh.
And then it's on sale, and you're like, eh.
Yeah, I have 600 games on my wish list.
Okay, I don't have
Oh
that
my
many.
god,
Holy shit, That's a
600?
lot. That's
It's-
a lot.
I have
That's like half the
Holy
game
shit.
catalog.
100
Listen, I have
games.
how many is this?
I have like 118.
I have like 30.
Oh, well, mine are built up over time. I've never cleared this out.
I
I've never
always
gone
clear
through
Yeah,
mine out.
no, I don't clear mine out ever.
I think the only one that I can think of right now, and I just scrolled past it, is They Are Billions.
Yeah,
The
that looks
RTS,
really good.
Like, zombie game or whatever, but it just hit.
Oh, okay.
It just came out of early access and hit 1.0. So, and it's 10% off right now. I don't expect it to go lower than that for a while.
I expected
Um,
it could get to 20%.
Here's
for the
one.
sale.
Deep Rock Galactic. I played that when it was the
Oh,
free
yeah.
weekend, and that game was super fun. I would definitely pick that up.
If Devil May Cry 5 goes to 30% off, I'd probably grab it.
That looks fun too.
Yeah. God Eater 3, if that made 30 to 40% off, I'd probably grab it.
God Eater. I have no interest in God Eater at all.
I have the second one. I liked
It's
it.
so
The God Eater 3
weird.
looks. It's just that my issue with the second one was the graphics.
It's
it was
like a
just,
way more.
old PS2 graphics.
Yeah, to me it looks like it looks like a much more anime based
It is.
Monster Hunter.
I like my anime though. So
See, I'm not a big anime guy, so like I'd much rather
I-
just play Monster Hunter.
right.
Which I can, because that's also on Game Pass, by the way.
It is on Game Pass.
Monster Hunter World on Game Pass.
That's beautiful.
Game Pass has
Generation-
gotten a lot of pub from us. For like
yeah,
the
so
my-
good.
5 people that
Like,
watch our show.
my cousin,
shit.
my cousin yesterday was like, "You are suck. You were like S&Ding Microsoft so hard right now." When I was telling him about it, I was like, "I've been pounding the table for Game Pass before all this recent stuff because
Yeah.
honestly, all right, here we go. If you do the math or whatever, right? If you do the math with the new the PC portion of it, you're literally getting the PC part for free if you do the unlimited
Yeah, the
because or
gold
the
or
like
the
the
ultimate. Yeah,
ultimate package because I was already paying $180 a year for my Xbox Live Gold and my Game Pass for the $10 a month, right? You're still only paying $180 a year, but now I get all that shit on PC.
yeah,
So what's the downside here? There
yeah.
is none.
There's not.
There's none. Generation Zero is another game. And Hell Let Loose. Hell Let Loose is
Hell Let
another.
Loose looks good.
Yeah, it's early access. I don't expect it to go down. Risk of Rain 2, if this came
Yeah.
down,
I
if
just
this
saw
came
that one.
down, I would be like, guys, we all need to get this
Yeah.
and play it because it's multiplayer.
It looks fun.
That's actually really the only reason why it's on my thing.
Have you guys seen this game Baba Is You?
No,
No.
It's this game.
no
It's
idea what
kind of
you're
like
talking
this
about.
weird coding puzzle game. Um, I can't possibly describe it. I'd get that though.
The name of it sounds like a joke.
Oh god, I have Void Bastards on here. Remove. I have it on Game Pass.
Right.
Yeah.
I bought a couple games like that recently. Wild True Learn is a coding video game, and then also Gladabots. I haven't actually dove into those, but it's like it teaches you how to code while playing a game. Gladabots is literally exactly what it sounds like. It's gladiator robots, and you have to program the robots to do what you want them to do in a video game.
Oh
And I was
god.
just like, this looks fun.
I hope.
So I just
hope-
haven't. I've No Life Days Gone. Oh, also, if you guys, so I know Andrea likes Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Does she know about my time in Portia?
What?
Idea.
So this is a game that I bought on early access. It's basically instead of like top view Stardew Valley, it's third person, very cartoony graphics Stardew Valley. I've been playing it. I put 6 hours into it, so not a whole lot, but a game. It's one of those games I was able to listen, or I was able to play it while I was watching/listening to High School of the Dead, like
Oh.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like it's one of the, and it's like a kiddie game. It's got some like fighting mechanics and stuff or whatever, but for the most part, it's just like a chill like building game and all this other stuff or whatever. And you got to
Oh, I
build up
see.
your little area and stuff. It's nice. It's a nice little game. Been having fun with
That's
it. It's
sweet.
also on the Switch.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's another thing.
What
I've been
is High
playing.
School of the Dead? I don't.
It's an
High School-
anime. You
Yeah. Basically, it's like any other
I'm
zombie.
not an anime
Zombie
guy.
like post-apocalyptic thing where it's just like this is a really unrealistic thing that's happening right now with half these characters, but that's all right, you know what I mean? Like it's
Getting-
but it is a very like I'm not all right. I'm not a
Sonny
huge fan of this,
Sonny's upset
but
with me.
oh, because you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's very fan servicey, and I'm not a fan of that personally or whatever.
For you, it's a fan disservice.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't like how they do scenes just to like look up a girl's skirt and like all this other dumb stuff. Like this is not my thing.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah, you lost
overall
me.
story-
I'm completely. Yeah. No, I'm out. I don't need that.
yeah, but is it a decent story and the character's cool and whatnot? Yeah, and it has one of the voice actors that I like or whatever who plays one of the characters and stuff.
There are
so
so many other
yeah.
things that are decent stories. I don't need that.
I've watched a lot of Verve, Tim. A lot of Verve.
Lots of verbs.
I was in Korea for a year. I was in Anime Central. I lived there. All right. This is a part of my lifestyle now. Like every once in a while, I just got to eat through a whole season of anime. I've been watching Mob Psycho 100 with my wife. So
Dude, I heard that's quite good.
You know, you can name as
I didn't
many
like it the
animes
first
as you
time.
want, and I'm not gonna know what they are. So,
This is an anime podcast now.
yeah,
or
no,
apparently,
I made her watch. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Because that's a decent one.
what the?
The title is
what the
very
fuck?
misleading. Title
Can
is
you have
very
600 wishlist games?
I am
Yeah,
aware.
I
I said that, and I screenshotted it.
Are you guys robots? You sound like
What is happening?
Oh, no.
Everybody-
What is happening?
Error. Error. Error.
Oh God.
I
Discord
wish I
is
could tell you why
dis-
it's happening,
Discord
but
is shitting the bed.
I have like a super bad connection.
Oh my God.
Oh, smash that whole button now.
Just so you guys know, it's just Discord.
Yeah. Discord, why you gotta forsake us?
It seems better now.
Yeah, I don't know.
My
But
bars are green
yeah,
now.
yeah, my bars came back. My bars came back.
My bars.
My boars came back. Be right back. Gotta go get my shotgun.
Yeah.
Smash
Them
that.
hogs
So,
outside.
as much as we're making fun of Tim for having 600 games on his wish list, I don't really have room to talk when I have 571 actual games that I've bought.
I mean, listen, Tim, how many games do you own on Steam?
Okay, not all of these are Steam games. Some of them were
don't
bought
give it-
on some.
No, stop, because not all mine are Steam games either, but they're in the Steam library.
I have
500
381 games in my Steam
is
library.
531.
Okay, never mind, Tim. You need to. Why do you have 600 games on your wish list? Like, you need to go through and clean that bitch.
I haven't even played a good chunk of them. Like I've never played Switchblade.
Never
No,
played.
I think
Never
it was a
played.
great idea, guys, that we said a couple weeks ago. My life, when I retire from the military, I'm going to make a YouTube channel, and I'm just going to be playing the backlog of my Steam game.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm hoping Steam still exists in 12 years.
I don't even know what
Right,
some of these games
imagine.
are
Could
or
you
how I
imagine
got
if
them.
Steam shut down.
Oh my God, that would
Everyone's
there
games
would
gone.
have to be a way that you'd be able to get all your games. You know how big of a pain in the ass if they're like, all right, you need to go through and take all your CD keys before this date because Steam is shutting down.
Dude.
I would have a document of over like 1,000 games. Like, the end times. All right, I'm punching up Insurgency, y'all. Just saying.
All right.
Okay,
about that-
it's
it's
a
about that time.
this is
point.
this is a
It's
good way to
about
end
that
the
time.
show. Do we have closing thoughts other than we need to
My
play
closing
all of these
thought.
games?
I've never played Deus Ex, but I do own it.
Really?
I own Human Revolution. I don't own I have Game Pass, so I can play Mankind Divided actually.
Ooh, you know what? This is good. What is a game that I own that's really popular? Oh, I've never played Nier Automata or however you say it. I own it. I've never played it.
I was never that interested in it. I would rather play Neo, and I haven't bought that yet. Which
You can't compare those games.
why? They're both Souls-like.
No, Nier is not a Souls-like, dude.
It's
I would
not.
call
Nier
that.
doesn't.
It
Nier doesn't even
looks like
rise.
it looks like one to me.
I would say
Am
they're
I
very
thinking of the right game?
It's
I
a
mean,
robot
maybe.
girl game.
I gotta check.
The anime part of it threw you off, I bet.
Probably.
No,
It's Platinum Games, right? They did it.
Square Enix, Platinum Games, yes.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's a crazy fucking kind of hack and slash kind of. They're like weird shoot 'em up style portions. There's a lot of weird shit in that game, dude. It's
The-
crazy. There are like 18 different endings.
I don't know. Okay,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
crazy.
Now that I'm watching the gameplay trailers, it doesn't look as much like a Souls-like as I thought it did. The combat in it looks kind of Souls-like ish.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just the big boss battles that I'm seeing that make me think that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Possible.
So,
All right.
but
Let's
yeah,
delete. Or
should we do
other-
that every week? Because we all have gigantic Steam libraries. Popular games that we have all bought but haven't played yet.
Oh yeah, that could be fun.
That could be
Just
something.
one.
That could be
I
something.
mean, between me and Tim, you have over
Yeah.
1,200 games, so there's plenty to choose from.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh man. Oh man. But yeah, clothing thoughts for me. really.
Clothing thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, English, it's hard. Very hard. English. Fucking Days Gone, y'all. I swear to God, if you have a PlayStation, you need to get that fucking game. There's so much to that game. It's so
Wait, is
good.
it $40?
It was $40 2 weeks ago.
Want a
It was
game?
30.
The
I
price was right.
$40.
I sent it to Justin at a $30 price point, and he didn't get it. So
Oh, I don't have a PlayStation, so
wasn't-
I can't